Hello, everyone. Kenneth Ship here. Wow, it's technology is still fighting me. Kenneth Ship here, Executive Director for Ujima Blues Foundation. I'm excited to have another chance to interview one of our instructors for the weekend for BluesGeek 2020. So who do I got joining me this week?
Ah, I am Dominic Hanna. That's my name.
Is that your name? You sure?
Yeah, Dominic L. Hanna. Yeah.
Oh, throwing out middle initials. All right.
Yeah.
But no middle names. Okay. All right.
You know, the L is for, yeah.
I bet it's Lorenzo or something like that.
Nah. Just two syllables.
It's Lawrence, isn't it?
Nah.
All right. I'm going to guess about to end the podcast. Go on.
Actually, that'd be dope.
All right.
All right. So, you need to know more about me? Oh, I use he, him pronouns. For BluesGeek 2020, I'll be an instructor. Yeah, and I currently live in Raleigh, North Carolina. Yeah, that's my home scene right now. And I'm doing this video, right, because I don't know. I feel like it would be good to tell people more about myself, so you can know more about me, and also because I'm excited to see you guys. BluesGeek is one of my favorite events, and I think you should all go.
So. Oh Lord! Give everybody a spiel to get started. It's fine. All right. So we're gonna break some ice. We're gonna get some picks out. We're gonna break some ice. So I'm gonna give you a softball. Be really nice. How did you get into dancing?
Oh yeah, the famous dancing star. I think I have it down to less than 60 seconds now.
Wait, famous dancing star.
It's famous to me, but nobody else.
All right.
So I started off in Huntsville, Alabama. Initially, I actually took a ballroom dancing class at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. And then one of the students from that class was like, yo, we should check out this local dance. It turns out that was TNS, or Thursday Night Swing, the local weekly dance in Huntsville, Alabama. And she was like, yeah, we don't need to take the lesson or nothing like that. I was like, okay, bet. We know we did some like East Coast swing or something like that, but we mostly were doing like waltz and foxtrot and like the basics for all these ballroom dances. So I was like, okay, let's go. So I went, and as soon as I saw like a lesson was going on when we went in, and I was like, man, these people are doing legit stuff. One, so we should definitely take in the lesson, and two, I want to be good at this. So the dance I was looking at that time was actually Lindy Hop, which I didn't know what Lindy Hop was. You know, it just looked different from the East Coast swing we were doing in class. I was like, yeah, I'm feeling this. So it was at the end of the month. The next week, they had a new series starting. So the way it is in Huntsville, you know, they have two series going on concurrently at a given hour, and they have 2 hours of that. So I had initially intended to go to the swing class, the intro to swing class, but there's a class on the left and a class on the right, and I took a left instead of a right, and I was like, this looks a little different than the swing, and but the music is dope though, and like, but I don't know, it doesn't look like what they were doing when I came last week. And before I had a chance to like assess it, you know, Crystal Wilkerson, if you know Crystal, and Adam were teaching a class, and Crystal was like, "Come on, join us!" And they were like pulsing in a circle to like this dope song. I don't remember who it was. It's probably Nina Simone. And I was like, "All right, this is cool." And then I took the whole series for that month, and that's pretty much how I got started. And shortly after, started attending their bi-weekly practice group that they hold out of their home, and learned a lot of stuff. Fell in love with the dance. That was more than 60 seconds, but yeah.
That's totally fine. So you're a blues dancer because of a wrong turn. That's what I got from that.
Yeah, but it was a great wrong turn. It was one of those times where you didn't know what was best for yourself, but it happened anyway.
Okay. All right, we're gonna keep going. What's one of your favorite things to do that's not dance related?
Well, yeah. I had to think about that because I do a lot of dances now, and I like it a lot. You know, a lot of my time is taken up by dancing, so I have to think about this. I guess I would say game nights with friends and some TV shows every now and then. Not a whole lot, but yeah. And I like working sometimes too, I guess.
What? No. What do you like about game nights?
The interactions. So I like games like I wouldn't call myself like a hardcore gamer, like you know RPGs or board games and stuff like that. But I like games that have a heavy interaction component, you know, that don't have a very steep learning curve because I want to get into it fairly quickly and enjoy what people bring to the game.
What if you're trying to make a bridge?
Oh yeah, I
It
can
seems
build
like
bridges.
that could be a steep learning curve.
Yeah, yo, if you see me at the event, this is for your audience. Ask me how.
No.
Ask me how to build a bridge.
All right, hold up. I'm gonna switch the camera. Like, under no circumstances should you try to build a bridge with Dom or do black magic. I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones. Like, if you go, I want you to have a good weekend and not be mad at Dom the entire time. So don't do that. Don't
Do it at the end of the weekend, and then you can go home mad.
They still won't have it by the end of the camp, and you know it. It's mean. It's terrible. All right, we're definitely moving off for that. All right. So, tell me about something that you've read, watched, or listened to recently that you really loved, enjoyed, or maybe you were affected by.
Oh man, that's a lot of stuff. I guess I'm gonna start with most recently. Um, Coffee. She's like a Jamaican artist, very young. I think she might be like 19 or something like that. Who kind of blew up over the last like 2 years in Jamaica and in the Caribbean. Performed with some other Jamaican artists, and she recently, with a really dope band, released a Tiny Desk concert, and I've listened to that. Like I discovered it literally yesterday or the day before, and I've been listening to it. Like I've listened to it over 10 times already, and it's like
Had it on repeat.
yeah, it's like so good. I already like Tiny Desk like production, but like her vibe is just so chill, and then the reggae vibe, and the band is dope, and she has this nice like flow. I don't know, it just inspires me. So that's like the most recent thing. And, you know, I gotta mention Beyonce's Homecoming because I was late on the train, but you know,
Yeah, you were late.
just a couple months ago was the first time I was like, let me check this out, and it was dope. Mika Oku, he's like a really dope Afro beats choreographer and dancer, and I like his attention to detail, his quality of movement, his choice of music to choreograph to. I've watched a lot of his videos, so yeah.
All right. I'm about to check some of those out too. Like obviously I've already done Homecoming, but
Yeah, I know that's right.
First time hearing. Yeah. I was talking.
Yeah,
like,
Coffee is.
Lainey and Susan like had Homecoming on like repeat forever in their house apparently.
Oh yeah. As they should.
As they should. Yeah. Yeah, those choreos I hadn't heard of those either though, so I'm got some recommendations. Go hunt down.
Yeah, Mika Oku.
Wait a second. Okay, so apparently I'm going to ask you about the story, the Night Owls dedication story or Twister story. What's that about? What's going on there?
All right, so basically this is the question. Okay, it's a funny or memorable dance memory or experience. So the first one's kind of just like memorable. So this was Huntsville. So the Night Owls, they're a blues band that also does some trad, jazz, and swing. And
if you're not familiar with the Night Owls, they're also Harlequin jazz band when they're not doing blues. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Night Owls are a blues band. Yeah. So they're two different bands. So they have like this. I forget the name of the song, but it's a blues song, and it has like a reggae feel to it. They put like a reggae twist on it. And the first time I heard it was actually at a late night at Crystal and Adam's house, and I was like, "Yo, that's tight. Let me hear it again." Like I was like, "Y'all need to play that all the time," because I was feeling that. And so sometime later, like before I left Huntsville, they were playing a gig at a brewery or a bar or something like that, and I was it was my birthday. I think that night was my birthday, and they I didn't know if they had planned to play the song or not, or if they had practiced it. But they played it and like dedicated it to me, and that was like the first time I'd ever had a live band like dedicate a song to me. One, and two, it was that song, and I was like, this is lit. So yeah, that was like a really good memory. And the Twister story
Aw.
also, the Twister story, it involves Danielle Knight as well, who's a member of the Knight Owls, and she was DJing. I was fairly early on in dancing, and I was dancing with Samina. And this was, Huntsville gets some tornadoes every now and then. So Sam Cooke is one of my favorite artists, and she played "Twisting the Night Away" when we were like trapped in the building. So we were literally dancing to "Twisting the Night Away" while there was like a tornado probably touching down somewhere. So that was fun.
I think you're supposed to huddle up and away from the walls, not to be dancing at that. I'm not trying to criticize your defense plan there. Just
Well, I was in the middle of the dance floor, so it was okay.
no, that's worse. That's actually worse.
You got to take a risk sometimes, man.
Yeah, if you wanna. Nope, I'm gonna save that for later.
I thought about that too. I literally thought about it.
Yeah. So when you're not dancing, you're not having free time. Like, what's your day job?
So I'm a structural engineer in the day. So what that means is I designed, civil structures, roads, bridges, marine structures, stuff like that. So you should ask me how to build a bridge.
Y'all are tempting fate if you do it. I'm warning you right now. So if something falls apart, we can blame you. Got it. That's what I took from that.
Yeah, I'm still a fairly young engineer too, so I get, back checked, double checked a lot. There's a couple levels before it goes through. So I'm liking it, still learning a lot, and I actually get to put into practice a lot of what I went to school for. So that's nice. It also helps me with dancing a bit. Like, I don't know, I kind of use it in the way I explain and think about dance.
Well, you have an example? Or
So, like, yeah, just the way I think about forces is very, like, matter of fact. I don't know. I think about forces and moments, and, like, for example, in a turn, if you have a body and you put equal forces in both directions, you get the best turn, the most balanced turn. If you have an unbalanced force on one side and the rate of that force is faster than the force on the other side, you have kind of this imbalance. So that's just like the first thing that came to mind. Yeah, and thinking about center of gravity for different part.
yeah,
Every partner, everybody is different. So trying to figure out where that sweet spot is, the optimal spot for a turn, for example, or leading,
yeah.
initiating momentum in a certain direction. Something like that. I think about those days all the time in all the dances I do.
All right. So you probably get tired of people asking you where you're from. So rather than doing that, one, how about you tell me anything you want about the Bahamas? Or my follow up to that was kind of like, what was it like growing up there, and or is there something about your home country that you wish more people would know?
Oh yeah, man, that's a lot. I love the Bahamas. I love my hometown and the people from there. Uh, my accent is like, it's weird. People always ask me, your accent. So I have a slight accent depending on how comfortable I am, or how well I know someone and how well I know they could understand the Bahamian accent. So my college suite mates, we talk like we're like, we gave them all like the rubric. Basically, they know every piece of slang listener that they ask us what we're saying, so we can like, just let loose. So people would initially they would ask me where I'm from because of the accent, but now not so much the accent. It might be how I look now. I don't know. Anyway, so about the about the Bahamas, things I love about it: the weather, the food, Oh man, that's one of the things I miss the most is the food. Like we have these cool desserts, like guava duff, coconut tart. Gotta get you some peas and rice, and some
Wait,
macaroni,
back up.
some
Peas
some
and
peas and
rice.
rice. Yes, sir. You man, you see, I can't make it like my mom makes it, or like any other people in my family make it. Really, I've tried, and it just doesn't come out the same way.
You gotta get the
Uh,
family recipe done. You gotta get learned.
yeah, I gotta get learned. I thought I had the family recipe, but I tried the family recipe, and that didn't work out too good. But then my mom would do the same exact thing whenever she come to visit, uh, and it would turn out good. So I don't know. Either something she ain't ready to pass it on to me yet.
Hey, that's a thing though. That's the thing. Like, I'm just now working for my mom on ribs. Like, so it is like
Yeah, man, it's a lot.
like making the family mac and cheese. Like it's
Oh, that's the thing too. Macaroni and cheese. We got a special way to make it in the Bahamas too.
but
It's it's
special.
baked and it's like it's solid.
Well,
Uh,
baked is a default. So what's
yeah,
not?
okay, so you know it's good. You know it's good. And it's like the shape of it and the texture of it and the type of noodles they use to make it. It's like, yeah, it's for the Bahamas. Yeah.
All right.
Oh
So
wait, I missed one of your questions. Oh, what was it like growing up there?
was it like growing up there, or was something you wish more people knew about it?
All right, growing up there, it was really, really relaxing. I'd say, like, people were kind of chill, laid back. Um, I was probably one of the more high-strung people I knew. Like, I was like adamant, neurotic. I was always like, oh, I gotta get my schoolwork done. Yeah, dude, I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
I don't see that at all.
yeah. Like I was like, if you ask anybody who knew me in high school, like I wasn't that chill. I was just like, I don't know. I was pretty much a nerd. I was into my schoolwork and just I played some basketball, so I was into sports and track and field and stuff like that too. There's a court right, down the street from where I live, so we would go there and a lot of afternoons. That's what I did. Sometimes riding bikes through the neighborhood. A lot of beach time. In the summer we would have like family get-togethers at the beach, and those are still some of my favorite memories. We'd cook out there, start the fire and cook on the beach on the rocks, and
Mm-hmm.
good times. Things I wish people knew. A lot of my friends have actually visited the Bahamas. What is something I wish people knew about the Bahamas? More about the culture. So there's a lot about the music and the culture and dancing in the Bahamas that I still think a lot of people just don't know about. It's not mainstream. Like you would have to be from there to really feel it and know that style of music. Like the vibe and the dancing and the music for one of the cultural fests. Junkanoo, something like that is something you have to experience. Like you might see videos, but I never quite found a
It's not
video
the
that could
same.
that could do it justice. That if you were there and it's going on, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. It makes me think about like not equating Nashville and Bahamas the same. It makes me think about like but like the places that we would go as locals that we know like who's playing where, and not the like Broadway where everyone's like the touristy music,
Yeah,
or the
yeah,
right night to go instead of Monday or instead of Friday through Sunday. It's like no, we go during the week when our people are there playing, not the pop band or whatever it might be
yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah,
Similar, yeah.
yeah. All right, folks, we got a photo that Dom is going to explain to us, and let me pull it up here. Just one second.
Hmm.
You know what? It might be fighting me. That is
You
that is mean. That is mean. All right.
can edit that and be like, boop.
Well, I mean, I can show it to all of them. You want to talk about the Carousel Skate Center?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So they can see it right now.
Yeah, they can see it right now.
All right, so yo, I don't know how many people know this, but like I before I danced so much, I used to skate just as much as I dance now. So 3, 4 nights a week on the weekends, just like skating, just as passionate about skating as I am about blues dancing and swing dancing now. So this photo is actually like a bittersweet photo. So that's me on the right with two of my dudes who we would skate all the time, either at Oakwood. There's a skating rink at one of the schools that I went to, Oakwood University, and this is a skating rink that's like 15 minutes from Oakwood, and it had my favorite floor. I can't say if it was the best floor in Huntsville, but it's definitely my favorite floor in Huntsville.
Yeah.
Very smooth, the perfect amount of slip, not too grippy if you're wearing the right wheels.
Yeah.
So you could do cool sliding tricks and stuff like that. Yeah. So this was actually the last night that anyone utilized that space as a skating rink, because the owners who owned 2 rinks in the area, they were selling it to a company to become a warehouse or something like that. So it was kind of like sad, or something like this. Like they were selling it to like a company. And so this was like the last night they had, and people from the region, all over the region, came out to like skate and kind of say goodbye to this place that we had so many memories. And like, I remember my first big skate jam was at this place. It was an MLK skate jam, and it was just packed. Like, you see where we're standing right now? Like, just imagine every place you see, like, wooden floor, you see people in there. So this is just us taking, like, a pic. Oh, and the shirt I'm wearing, it's just, like, it means We Skate Huntsville. So We Skate HSV. I think the designer, one of my friends and skate mentors, Alex, he designed the shirt. I think he was inspired by, like, Run DMV, kind of. Run DMC, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Run DMV.
Well, I mean, Adam's got a Run DNS shirt, so it's still disrespectful that what you just did. But, I'm gonna get on him later. So.
But yeah, so that's the story behind that photo. This was at the end of the night, and everyone was taking pictures and trying to savor the moment.
Yeah. Man, what kind of music would y'all play in there? Please tell me it was soul.
Oh man. Oh yeah, they played some soul, they played some pop, they played some R&B, they had some James Brown remixes, some hip hop, some house. Man, it was a good, it was a good variety of stuff. And you had your slow jams, you know what I'm saying, when all the couples would want to skate together and stuff like that. Or if you could get your groove on by yourself.
Down,
yeah.
Oh snap. Yeah,
it was
be some of the best nights.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah. Man.
I missed that place.
Well, we're gonna go from one sentimental thought to another. So what's your favorite thing about blues dancing? What would you say? What will connect you to it?
The music, first and foremost. There's such a wide variety of music for such a wide display of experiences and emotions, and it's like no matter what kind of day I'm having, I could probably find a blues song that I like that relates to that kind of day, whether it's frustrated, hype, sad, ambitious, sexy. Like it doesn't matter how I'm feeling. I can find a blues song to match that feeling. So that just translates to how I feel about the dance. So I connect to the music first, and secondly, my partner, right? Sharing ideas in a partnership is something that's really fascinating to me, and something that I think, well, there's no other experience like experiencing that while dancing to blues music, right? Every dance has a different experience, but the blues dancing experience is unique and just has a different level of emotion involved that I really enjoy. Yeah.
Well, I had one lined up, but I'm gonna put that to a little bit later. So I'm gonna jump to the personal authenticity question, because I think it's a good segue from what you just talked about. So when you for that concept this year, what does that mean to you?
Authenticity, the word and the concept. It means letting your true self show, I feel. you know, a lot of people, and this is something I work on the regular, like being able to express myself without a filter, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not worrying about if someone else is watching, or if they don't like the way I express myself, or if, you know, they feel that this expression means something that I don't think it means. Like, you know, just expressing yourself and putting your truth out there unfiltered is what authenticity means to me. And I think I'm more authentic now and more confident in releasing my true self unfiltered than when I first started blues dancing. But it's still a journey, right? I still
Yeah.
strive toward an even greater level of authenticity, because there's some sorts of dancing that I do when I'm playing music at my house that I probably, you know, might not show the public. But I feel like when I see myself dancing like that, I'm like, yo, that's Dom right there. Like,
Yeah.
that's authentic. Yeah.
So is that how do you think is jumping on that? Is that how do you think you work on it, or how you wrestle with that idea?
Yeah.
In your...
So yeah. So I guess one example would be like in practice. There's a few examples. In practice, I would try to start. I mean, you can always work from examples of people that you look up to or people who danced this way in the past, and taking the elements of those things that you like and putting it together in your own way is one practical way that I try to approach it. Um, Sometimes I try to go in kind of like blind and just try to visualize and embody what I think that music should look like on my body.
Hmm.
And sometimes that goes well, sometimes it goes not well. I will try to record. So even if I don't like it in the moment, sometimes I go back to recordings that I have of myself in the past. I'm like, yo, why did I not keep that? Let me explore that. So
Yeah,
that's just
yeah.
one practical way that I go through it. Yeah. And another example, competitions. This is just like one of the ones that you could see easily in public. Uh, Authenticity on that level to me means, you know, respecting the dance and the roots, but not limiting yourself so much that you're overly concerned about what the crowd thinks or what the judges think. As long as you're, you know, if you're dancing blues and you're true to the originators of this dance, I think that you have some license to be authentic and not to be restricted uh, by what any one judge or audience member thinks. Because this is, at the end of it's art and it's also subjective, right? So
Yeah.
one judge may value something, and it also depends on the what the event is pushing to. But one judge may value something over another thing that another judge puts higher, that type thing. So I think you're better off to just present the self that you want to present, and you can be happy with that yourself instead of trying to think about, oh, how can I present for this judge or that judge or this audience member. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still working on that too, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. No comment. No, I'm just joking. No, that's legit though.
Yeah.
Because that almost makes me think, it's like not being fake. It just kind of like not being fake, leaving it all out there. I was gonna say like it's not that I don't, it's not that you, or it's like self-worth. Maybe that's the other thing I would put. It makes me think about. It's like don't derive your or define your authenticity or who you are based off of those kind of results. Like that's dangerous. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. I know some people who don't even look at the prelim and finals score sheets. I'm not at that level yet, but they're just like, you know, as if I got a chance to make it to finals and display what I love about this dance, then that's good for me, type thing.
Yeah.
But not looking at the score sheets though, I'm trying to reach that level. I don't know.
I don't know. Is that a level to reach though? That might be a longer conversation.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your personal values. Then, like, if you want to see like I know the reason I look at the score sheets is because not necessarily to derive. Um, well, I'll go for the positive. I look at them to see how the judges whose opinions I think align with mine visualize my dancing, how it presents to them. So that's one of the reasons why. So if there's a judge whose values I perceive, because here again I may not even be right, to be different than mine, and they give me a score that I may not like, whether it be higher or lower than I like, I put less weight on it than someone who I really feel like I relate to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think I like it as a conversation tool.
Mm-hmm.
So like even with someone that I just like philosophically disagree with, I still would like to go up to them and like have a conversation about. So yeah, there may be someone whose opinion I respect. I don't want to say higher, but like yeah, we're in the same
Frequency,
the same
yeah.
ballpark. Yeah. So if they put me a certain spot, I'm like I can probably guess why you did that based off
Yeah.
and even for someone I disagree with, I don't want to just assume that they look at it a certain way because I always tend to find new stuff. Like so, even if they're like, well, I didn't like this because of da 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 da. I'm like, oh, I hadn't actually thought that I was doing that. So like sometimes that's like I style or like about Kenny being Kenny. It was just like, no, I saw this one thing that you did and I didn't. And I'm like, oh, no one else had seen that problem. Okay, like another data point to put down.
I would like to do that too, and that's why one of the reasons why I like medium to small events, because not exclusively, but this is just one of the reasons why I like medium to small events, because you get more opportunities to do stuff like that. Like at a larger event, it's like I almost feel like I don't even see the judges again, because there's so many people, or
It's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good point that I haven't done yet that I should probably do.
Speaking of something you have done, let's talk about one thing you want people to get out of the weekend. I swear I'm going to work on these segues. I am.
No, you did. I would say an increased sense of body awareness, and what makes their bodies and dancing unique. Because, we might have similar bodies. Some of us may have similar bodies to others, but we are even though that's the case, we still all have different bodies. So there's something that you can do that I can't do. And I can't do that because our bodies are different. And there's I don't know. I want people to get closer to that awareness of what makes their dancing special, what makes their bodies unique, and things that may come easier to them than other people, and to embrace those things. Yeah. Wait, was that one thing? I don't.
No, it's fine. That was great. That was fantastic. So that made me want to jump back to the competition thing. I skipped us over for a sec.
All right.
So that team solo comp.
Yeah.
Would you ever do something like that again?
Yeah, I'd do it again. That was a lot of fun. First time I ever did something like that. Would you do it again?
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you.
And I want Dan and Mike again.
Yeah. We got something to prove now.
Yeah, we put them on notice. Like, y'all better come back and show out, and we coming for that.
Yeah. You know it. Yeah, I liked what we put up there. I had a lot of people. I guess for the people who don't know, Kenny and I were a partnership or a team for that comp. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to put stuff together because we don't live in the same city. But
so
I think
coordination was. I think what was it, cookout? It was like
we did a little bit of cookout and then some at the North Star, I guess, and then some online collaboration.
Yeah.
So I liked what we put out there. Not a lot of people, but a few people have hit me up and they kind of like what we did. And anytime I watch myself dancing, probably the same for you. I'm just like, oh, we could have did this, or we could have did that. So
immediately, sometimes 20 more moves pop in your head, and you're like, oh, wait,
yeah. So that's another one of those things. It's like, the more you compete, the more I think that gap between what you know you can do and thinking in the moment is closed, so you can like actually show. Yeah, we talk about authenticity again, like getting closer to what you know you could do.
Yeah. Gotta leave it all out there. Put your whole self out there. Leave it on the floor.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, shout out to Mike and Dan for sure though. They definitely brought the A game.
Yeah. All right. So something that'll drive another solo competitor nuts, specifically Julie Brown. But finish the sentence. If you want a slice,
you gotta roll the dice. Yo, you gotta ask Julie that exact same question. I want to see her reaction.
Yeah. So we're not gonna tell you what that's about. Y'all can either ask Julie or you can search on the internet. Because if you want a slice, you gotta roll.
You gotta roll the dice. Hey, Julie and I may or may not be teaching classes together. If we are teaching a class together, please just randomly ask Julie or myself, want a slice. But you got to do it like in a confident way, so I pick up on what you're doing, and then I'm gonna react to you. I'm gonna say, gotta roll the dice. Okay, cool.
Just don't derail class with that though. Then
don't derail the class.
And I'm gonna hear it on the back end.
In the feedback.
Yeah. All right. The very last thing. We've been building a playlist with all the staff's favorite blues songs and or just a blues song that you're jamming on right now. What did you pick for us, and why?
Yeah, Morning Train by Precious Bryant. Yeah, actually, the first time I heard this song was at oh my goodness, what's the event that you ran? Southbound Blues Exchange.
Oh man.
At the I think it was the last one at the DJ roundtable, like where you had the DJs on the mic and explaining, they had different theme sets. And Emily, I think she went by Emily Nybo at that time.
Yeah.
Emily Elizabeth is her name on Facebook. Yeah. So, she was doing women in blues, specifically women from the Atlanta area. And she played this song called Morning Train by Precious Bryant. And I don't know, it just clicked with me. It has this chill kind of Piedmont vibe, and it just feels like you're floating. Anytime it's played, I kind of just chill on the dance floor. I like the guitar, the chords that she hits, and her voice is like soothing. It kind of reminds me of my late great grandmother, my great grandmother on my dad's side, Mary Jane Moncur was her name.
Oh.
Shout out. But she was a dope person, lived to be 105. But anyway,
whoa,
so
wait.
yeah.
Whoa, snap. 105. Good Lord. That's amazing.
So it's a number of subtle reasons why that song clicks for me. So yeah, if you play that song, I'll definitely get on the dance floor for sure. Yeah.
I hope everyone gets to enjoy it on the playlist. If y'all want to check that song out, we'll make sure we include it in this post, and it's also going to be on our Spotify / overall playlist. So if you can't get it on Spotify, definitely. Well, actually, don't even. I encourage you to go buy the song, because that was be a local Atlanta artist. So.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Definitely any way you can support them more directly, we definitely appreciate it. Well, Dom, thank you for joining us.
This was fun, yo.
Yeah.
this was a lot of fun.
Told you, easy peasy. Just a conversation. Just a conversation. And if y'all want to check out Dom's classes, you can go check. Yeah. Where are you going to be teaching at, Dom?
I'm gonna be teaching at what? You mean like at this event or elsewhere?
Oh wow, that hurts, man.
Well,
what do you mean?
You just said, where are you gonna be teaching? I'm gonna be teaching at BluesGeek, 2020 in St. Louis.
All right.
I've been there last year and it was good. I like the city. So a lot of good skaters live there too, or are from there. Some of the smoothest cats are from there.
Oh, been holding out on us.
Yeah.
All right. It's good to catch up with you, man.
Yeah, Kenny.
All right.
Catch you later.